Hello students, this is Dr. Chetna Kumawat. In today's lecture, we will understand liquidity or short-term solvency ratios. These ratios play a key role in analyzing the short-term financial position of a business. Liquidity refers to a firm's ability to meet its current financial obligations as they arise. Commercial banks and other short-term creditors, that is, suppliers of goods and services, are generally interested in such ratios. However, the management can use these ratios to ascertain how efficiently it has utilizing the working capital. Some of the principal liquidity ratios are described as follows. Number 1, current ratio or working capital ratio or 2:1 ratio. Meaning and computation. Current ratio may be defined as the relationship between current assets and current liabilities. It is also known as working capital ratio or 2:1 ratio. It is calculated by dividing the current assets by current liabilities. Expressed as a formula, the current ratio is as follows. Current ratio is equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. Components. Current assets of a firm represent those assets which can be, in the ordinary course of business, converted into cash within a period not exceeding 1 year. Whereas current liabilities means those obligations which are to be paid within a period of 1 year out of current assets or by creation of current liabilities. Long-term debts or debentures payable within a year from the date of balance sheet should be included in current liabilities. Similarly, bank overdraft should be included in current liabilities, though accountants are not unanimous about it because bank overdraft facility with the bank is more or less permanent. Therefore, it is argued that it should be excluded when current ratio is calculated. At the same time, it can also be argued that overdraft facility may be cancelled by the bank at any time. Hence, it is advisable to include bank overdraft in current assets. The following items are included in current assets and current liabilities. Let's first talk about current assets. In current assets, we include cash and bank balance, debtors, bills receivable, stock, short-term investments or marketable securities, prepaid expenses, and advance payments. If we talk about current liabilities, we include creditors, bills payable, bank overdraft, short-term loans, outstanding expenses, income tax payable, unclaimed dividend, provision for tax, and proposed dividend. Now let's understand the interpretation and significance of current ratio. Current ratio of a firm measures its short-term solvency and reflects its ability to meet short-term obligations when they are due. For example, if the current assets of a firm are rupees 5 lakh and its current liabilities are rupees 2 lakh, then the current ratio will be 2.5:1. It implies that for every rupee 1 worth of current liabilities, there are current assets worth rupees 2.5. That is, current assets are 2.5 times of current liabilities. This also implies that the firm will be able to pay off its current liabilities in full. even if it realizes its current assets at 40% of their book value. Thus, this ratio reveals the ability of the firm to meet its current obligations and the margin of safety of funds to short-term creditors. If the current ratio is higher, it is good from the creditor's point of view, but extremely high current ratio is not good from the management point of view. In such a case, more funds of the firm would be employed in unproductive uses like inventory, which do not fetch any return. It is the indicator of a firm's poor investment policy. And third, poor credit management due to overextended accounts receivable. Similarly, a low and declining current ratio would indicate an inadequate margin of safety to the creditors, that is, firm has no sufficient cash to pay its liabilities, shortage of working capital in the business, that is, firm is trading out of its resources. Ideal current ratio. A firm should have a reasonable current ratio. Although there is no hard and fast rule, yet a current ratio of 2:1 is considered satisfactory. The logic is drawing this rule is that even when the assets realized 50% of their book value due to forced sales, the proceeds would be adequate to pay off current liabilities. It was reasoned that if the firm was to go out of business, it might not be possible to sell off the current assets at their book value, but a current ratio of 2:1 would leave enough money to pay off the short-term creditors. But the standard norm of current ratio of 2:1 is not considered feasible in each case. This ratio indicates working capital which differs from firm to firm. Therefore, while determining ideal current ratio, the factors affecting working capital should be taken into consideration. The second ratio is liquidity or quick ratio. Meaning and computation. Liquidity ratio is the measure of the instant debt paying capacity or ability of the business enterprise. Hence, it is also called quick ratio or acid test ratio. This ratio establishes the relationship between quick or liquid current assets and current liabilities. The formula is liquid or quick assets divided by current liabilities, or current assets minus stock plus prepaid expenses divided by current liabilities. Let's talk about the components. Liquid or quick assets refer to all the current assets except inventory and prepaid expenses. The exclusion of inventory is based on the fact that it cannot be easily and readily converted into cash. Prepaid expenses, by their very nature, do not provide cash. They merely reduce the demand for cash required in one period because of payment in a prior period. Current liabilities have the same meaning as used for current ratio. Some experts take the denominator liquid liabilities instead of current liabilities. According to them, bank overdraft is not included in liquid liabilities, that is, deducted from the amount of total current liabilities, on the plea that a firm avails this facility more or less on a permanent basis. But if the bank overdraft is to be withdrawn or demand, it should be a part of liquid liabilities. In this book, it has been included in liquid or current liabilities. Payment in advance and advance income tax cannot be converted into cash. Hence, these are not treated quick assets. Interpretation and significance. Liquid ratio is considered to be superior to current ratio in evaluating the liquidity position of the firm. Generally speaking, a liquid ratio of 1:1 is considered satisfactory. It implies that the liquid assets of the firm are just equal to the current or quick liabilities. Sometimes a situation arises when the firm has to meet its current liabilities immediately. In such cases, it can pay off these liabilities out of its quick assets of equal value without any difficulty. Thus, liquidity ratio is an indication of a firm's ability to meet unexpected demand for working capital. Ideal quick ratio. A quick ratio of 1:1 is considered as an ideal ratio. If the liquid ratio is more than 1:1, the financial position of the firm seems to be sound and good. On the other hand, if the ratio is less than 1:1, the financial position of the firm is unsound. But it is dangerous to rely too much on 1:1 standard for the liquid ratio without further investigation. A reasonable standard for the liquid ratio may vary from season to season and also from business to business. For example, in a seasonal industry, the liquid ratio will be low in slack season while it will be high in bumper season. Therefore, while evaluating liquidity position of a firm on the basis of this ratio, factors like nature of business, velocity of sales or production, managerial efficiency, etc. should be taken into consideration. Comparison with current ratio. Liquid ratio is more rigorous test of liquidity than current ratio since it eliminates inventories and prepaid expenses as part of current assets. The comparison of current ratio to liquid ratio would indicate the degree of inventory held up. A high liquidity ratio compared to current ratio may indicate understocking, while a low liquidity ratio indicates overstocking. Therefore, when liquid ratio is used in conjunction with current ratio, it gives a better picture of a firm's capacity to meet its short-term obligations out of short-term assets. The third solvency ratio is absolute liquidity ratio. Meaning and computation. The absolute liquidity ratio is the relationship between the absolute liquid or super quick assets to liquid or quick liabilities. This is a variation of quick ratio and is even called super quick ratio. This ratio is calculated by dividing the liquid assets by the liquid liabilities. The formula used is absolute liquidity ratio is equals to absolute liquid assets divided by quick or liquid liabilities. Components. Absolute liquid assets refer to cash, bank, and marketable securities. The exclusion of debtors or receivables from liquid assets is due to the fact that they are less liquid than cash and marketable securities. Liquid liabilities include all current liabilities except bank overdraft, as it is not to be paid immediately. Interpretation and significance. This ratio pays more significance to liquidity when used in conjunction with current and quick ratio. A standard of 0.5:1 in absolute liquidity ratio is an acceptable norm because 50 paisa worth of absolute liquid assets are considered sufficient for 1 rupee worth of current liabilities. However, this ratio is not in much use. The current ratio, liquidity ratio, An absolute liquidity ratio generally indicates the adequacy of current assets for meeting current liabilities. This is one dimension of liquidity analysis. The other dimension of liquidity is the determination of the rate at which various current assets are converted into cash. This is measured by inventory turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, etc., which are discussed later on